All right, do you want to do the honors?
Sure, let's get into it. In the bottom left here, in the blue, he is from Psystorm, taking a long-ass series over Ratata. He is Gerald.
And his opponent in the upper right, representing Prep Esports, it is Hanmano, the Red Terran. This should be a spicy one. I'm actually, I don't know about you, I'm a little surprised. To see Hanmano in the final. Wait, we're actually in the semis, aren't we?
We are in the semis.
I'm sorry, that was such a long series.
I've done it before.
You said it, but like, oh my god, that was long.
Well, we got we got a Mark Schlappy build here. One barracks proxied at home, one barracks on the map.
Yep, there we go. Proxy Marauder, as Chickenman and I saw earlier. Funnily enough, Beomulf. One thing I wanted to point out, just to sidetrack as we're warming up here, I don't know about you, I'm 100% certain this is Proxy Marauder, but the funniest thing we saw, and why I was mentioning the meta, we saw fast storm drop in PvZe.
Oh, what?
Yes. I'm telling you, some of the games in the series, I'm sending this to Pig and Loco at the least, because, my god, or honestly, that's how crazy the games were, because these guys, I don't think it was just memeing, I think it was literal, just getting adjusted to things and trying stuff out.
Yeah,
Tell me it's that wild.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see things change up a little bit. I know when I cast Neve versus Solar in the PTR tournament that Wardy ran, it was awesome. We had 5 different builds from the Protoss in 5 different games because, I mean, you're talking about this. The PTR, it shook up the meta in PvZ far more than any other matchup. I mean, PvT, okay, there's no proxy voids. Maybe the Terran can be a bit greedier. Kind of it. Maybe they can react to DTs a little bit more, but it doesn't really impact things all that much. PvZ, though, it absolutely does. And look at this Gerald. He's countering a proxy with a proxy, but I think his proxy might just be a little bit too slow for the proxy of Hamino, as custom shells are done, pretty much.
Well, I do like the Adept opener a little more than a Stalker, because that would be insta-dead with the concussive shells there. It is going to be Scout. Ooh, no, it's not.
Nice dodge there. The man breaking ankles since day one. So now the Marauders arrive, bunker going on up, and this is a proxy Stargate, so it should be proxy. It should be for oracles later on, but as we've been talking about, you got to kind of survive the first push. So probes getting pulled here to try to buffer things off the line. Marauders not taking too much damage just yet. Adepts will be able to shade backwards, so they stay alive for now, but still a bunch of workers go down. Shield battery going down as well here, and now Gerald, he realizes he has to pull the probes. He has to survive, but the bunker's just about done, so that's not going to do too much for him anyways. 3 Marauders on the map as well, so that means these Adepts, they're fallen. Citizens arrest. Oh, the Marauder stays alive. Good micro here from Hanmano, and this is just a dead Gerald, right?
The worker loss wise, yeah, I'm thinking we're going to see him tap out pretty shortly. He actually had a few things he could do yet. Warp Gate. What? Warp Gate's still in. He's not producing anything at Stargate. He should be tapping out. GG is called, and Hanmano takes it. Yeah, that was, for a moment, I think he had a few different reactions he could have done, Bale. But, yeah, it was just too much, and unfortunately, like, kind of a build order loss a little bit too, I think. Without the scout.
It's funny, I've actually seen, it's interesting. And that even though technically the builds, the PTR should not have impacted PvT all that much, I have seen so much instability in this matchup over like the last month, maybe less. A lot of these you go like an edited max packs where you build your first gateway at home, but you build a second one across the map. The what Hanmano just did, it feels like the PvT has gotten much cheesier in the last 3 weeks, 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, it's certainly seeming to be the case. I've definitely had the same thing on anything I've been casting too. A lot more early aggression than we're seeing just before, other than, your proxy Stargate. Okay, we're changing servers.
We're changing, hosted servers. We're still on NA.
Yeah. Man.
I just love that NA is technically the cheesiest server, right? Because, you know, what is NA the chemical symbol for?
Sodium?
Exactly. And what is sodium? Salt.
Exactly.
We all get salty over cheese. It works out. In fact, a lot of cheeses are fairly salty as well. So regardless, whichever way you want to cut it.
You know, that's a very good point. You cannot have cheese without the salt.
Well,
chicken.
Yeah.
That would be a good match, I think, if we just saw that. Did you notice that Chickenman versus Gerald? I think that'd be one for the fans, huh?
Yeah, I've definitely been playing in some like EPT cups, or I've been not playing, casting some EPT cups, and a player just kind of forgets to swap me out because I have the fastest fingers, and it's like I spawn into game. It's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I do notice you in the lobbies a bit on those, to say the least. Let's see. All right, here we go.
All right, game 2.
Here we go. Spawning in the bottom left corner of Blackburn, representing Psystorm Gaming. It is Gerald.
His opponent up 1-0 with some cheeky moves. Let's call it that. For Prep Esports, Hanmano.
Yeah, he is a very spicy player. I've been enjoying casting him and getting the opportunity to more and more. I'm actually surprised he made it. He's hit or miss on the Chickenman Testa Opens just because of the time, but he's made quite a few. Same as Keen. Like, this is hella late for those guys.
I'm kind of surprised, honestly, or not surprised. I'm disappointed that I did not get to cast Hanmano versus 3-Point, because again, 3-Point has also been making a name for himself as this up-and-comer, just exploding on the scene, knocking off players. He killed Max Pax in a series. But he is something we've been missing from Zergs, in that he's a cheesy Zerg.
Yeah.
And it feels so hard as a Zerg to cheese out a Terran, cheese out a Protoss, just because of really how stable their openers tend to be. So 3-Point, really a breath of fresh air. But Hanmano, he's doing the same thing. Once again. Same
like
dealio.
This out of Gerald. Let's hope he doesn't just let's see what he does.
There we go. Good good SCV micro there, making the supply depot get built a little bit more to keep the SCV alive. And hey, Tech Lab on the barracks. Marauders are on the way once again. What do you think? Do we have the same result, or does the definition of insanity not hold?
Honestly, I think we're going to see a little bit different results. Gerald has delayed the Nexus, as you see, and gotten the gas. So I think he is going to just set up safely. Yeah, it's a little bit delayed of a Nexus. The Zealot is actually pretty huge against this. But I want to just see what his reaction is. One thing I'd say, ironically, that what was cheesy, ironically, was pretty good as a defense in some cases. And like, this is one of those... Oh, Stargate? I don't know how much I like the Stargate, though. I would have liked to see some shield batteries immediately, like one on the high ground and then another gate maybe, and just cancel the Nexus. It sounds crazy, but this is looking pretty committed from our Terran player.
And the problem is that you talk about Zealot early being good against this build. Well, the Zealot avoids it all. So he doesn't know that this is happening until right now. Now, a Depth Shade... Oh, and it completes the shade outside of the base. That is nice because it knocks down reinforcements, but this just gives room now for Hanmano to find his way into the high... Oh, he's going to be able to depower this pylon. Okay, so Warp Gate will be delayed to start. A Depth Shade's back in, but it's already taken a lot of damage here. Good micro from Hanmano does mean that he should kill a lot of things, but nice hold position means it's not really holding aggro for a moment, but even still, the army microing backwards. SCV's falling, sure, but more and more probes. They're dying with 3 Marauders here. Unfortunately, it looks like Gerald is falling victim to that great definition of insanity. You would do the same thing multiple times and expect a different result. This time, this is going to depower everything, but a Void Ray's out now, actually, in the last second. And never mind, he holds.
Yeah, that Void Ray actually just holds it. He does hold at what cost, though? 7 workers to 15, but the Void just does it. This could pretty much just end a lot of things. There's only a 1 barracks at home. I almost wouldn't hate the Void Ray after all this is cleaned up, just going back and doing some damage in the worker line of Hanmano.
And that's absolutely what we're going to see here. Gerald, he's going to move on to the other side of the map because he understands that there is not going to be much anti-air right now. Yes, there is a factory. Yes, we will eventually see cyclones, but it's two Marines versus a... Yeah, it's two Marines versus a Void Ray and two Adepts. That is just not anything. And with a reactor going on down, this reactor will die, by the way, so any benefit that Hanmano may find from it is just not going to be there. This is a dead Terran. And it is, man, what a big difference it makes in that game. That Void Ray almost was canceled.
Yeah.
It popped out as the pylon died.
Yeah, that was damn lucky and well played by Gerald. That was certainly a beautiful hold, to say the least. Little sloppy, it felt like for a bit. I don't know about you, Beo, but I thought that was a smidge sloppy, but still, nonetheless.
I feel like we could have had Hanmano snipe that pylon earlier. He did like all the shield damage to the Cybercore, then backed up, but there really was a point where he could have wedged himself in there and killed the pylon, and that would have been worth, I think, maybe losing a Marine or two, or losing a Marauder or something, because while his rally would have been too strong, delaying the warp gate means you don't get much out of that gateway. And then, well, no Void Ray pops out, and that really did turn out to be the hold. But Game 3, Mr. Testa, is going to be on Glittering Ashes. It's a bit bigger of a map. Do we see the same thing again?
Honestly, I don't find it outside of the realm of possibility. Hanmano has got to be very excited to be in the semis and doing as well as he is. But I wouldn't be surprised to see another cheese, but maybe he's going to change it up this time, is my prediction.
All right.
How about you?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Hanmano, he was rather vocal about wanting to get on. It is late his time, so would not surprise me. He's a cheesy Terran anyways, but we're going to have to see what his opponent in the upper right can do, because he took that game, he tied it up for Psystorm. He's Gerald.
And in the lower left, we saw him cheese and, proxy Marauder, in fact, 2 games in a row, and I saw him do it earlier. Give it up for Prep Esports, Hanmano. And I think it's a little different. That's a really early guess. I think we might see a Reaper play into a 1-1-1 is my guess.
I'll buy that. Tell me, Testa, what do you know about Korean cheeses?
I usually can call them, but like right now, but it would like
No.
in what regard? Like,
I mean, I know
plentiful
things about, French cheese and American cheese. And...
actual cheeses.
Yeah.
Not a damn thing, my friend. Not a damn. That's actually a good point. Korean cheeses. It's something I've never thought of. But now I want to know. So, do you know anything about them or not?
No, that's what I don't know. That's why I'm asking. We need to get Special in here.
Yeah,
what type
Special
of
would
cheese
know.
do Koreans eat?
That is, or do they just skip it? And is it just like straight to tofu or something? Is it soy-based cheese?
I mean, I don't think you can call that cheese.
I mean, it'd be exactly. It would be certainly not. Look at this. Did I not call it? We were going to see some Korean play right here in a Korean build. Special casting this. This reminds me of actually Special play a little too. At that, we got the 1 base 1-1-1. I have a feeling is what this is going to be.
Gerald is really taking this seriously though. The Nexus is still not going down. He has one Zealot. I thought he had 2 Zealots, but starting this at the Nexus is at 25 supply with a Zealot out. Again, it does mean his Nexus will be rather slower, and in the context of this game, arguably it would have been better for him to take the Nexus at the normal time and then develop his tech, develop his defense, and then move from there. But again, we're gonna have to see what Hanmano wants to go for. We did see Keen against Cristiano go for kind of something similar, a tank liberator push with Marines. We're gonna have to see what Hanmano goes for. But okay, what am I dropping?
No, all right, I know this one out of Hanmano because I've seen him. This is gonna be Widow Mines and Marines in a drop. He likes this. I've seen him do this in a few of our opens. And in a few times.
Does he add the armory though? Does he make it cloaked Widow Mines?
He may. I've seen him do either or. Not usually. Okay, is he going for a straight Widow Mine drop?
Yes.
Yeah, if he was getting the armory, I'd imagine. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, he's just going for the cheeky armory Widowmine drop opener.
And yeah, this is going to be rather nice for Hamino here. This is a strict Twilight opener. I don't know that we're going to have a quick robo. Gerald, again, his tech is a little bit delayed, or everything is delayed because his Nexus was delayed. But there we go, robo on the way as the medevac finds its way onto the other side. He will get one shot off, and they will be cloaked for a while, but the question is whether the second shot will be able to get off before the observer is complete. And that really is your marker of worth. So, Testa, Dave.
Yep.
Does this kill Gerald? As now the medevac actually is going to go on in. Is their army in position? There's actually not a lot of probes in the natural, and they are going to be able to escape for now.
I think he might be in a good spot to hold. He's beautiful reaction from our Protoss, but the lost mining time is going to be, well, Gerald actually is pretty cognizant of a lot of this. But what's in this other drop? Another Widowmine drop? This is where things get really scary for our Protoss. Because you got to react to 8 Widowmines cloaked. And, ooh, a little late bolt. Actually, it was just in time. Just in time.
All right, so we're getting cold.
But not in the main.
Oh, God, target fire. Oh.
Just painful.
Poor Gerald.
Yeah, Gerald, the honorable Polish Protoss. I mean, he's been pulling out the cheese sometimes too lately. I think he finally got to a point where he's like, you know what? Everybody else be cheesing on all the servers. I think it's time.
Look at this. No, he's got Cloak Banshees, or he's got Banshees, sorry, without Cloak coming in behind this as well. Just doing the old, well, if I found value, I'm going to find more value. That sounds like fun. Widowmine drop in once again, but Stalker's in position. And honestly, Hamino, he drops Widowmines into the natural. It doesn't matter because there are only 3 probes on the mineral line. It's not really worth doing. You're not going to find any value.
So the Banshee is going to push with the tank and the Marines with stim. So this is going to be a timing attack for our Terran player. However, the Adept is going to find some kills. We might see a little bit of, well, actually just 2 Marines might stop this alone. Oh, but if this Adept sees the tank, I bet you, Gerald sees it all.
All right, so Gerald, of course, he maybe not, because he was rather distracted on the other side of the map. The Widowmine drop finding his way on in once again. Stalkers, they blink in, but they don't target the right one. No, Gerald, the shot. 7 more workers go down. He blinks right on top of the Widowmine and doesn't target it down.
Hanmano not only getting some good value there, he's just securing that supply lead in every case. Gerald only has a 16 supply in Blink Stalkers. Well, behind Dark Shrine is the play from our Protoss player, Bale.
Well, Dark Shrine's went behind, went ahead. When in any state of the game, build a Dark Shrine. It will work on out for you. Does Hamino pull his SCVs with this? As we talk about this Stalker tank time, it actually looks like no. He's just kind of developing his way into the mid-game. Tank's teaching up on the high ground, on the low ground. And Gerald, he does have Blink, so there is going to be this timing now where he does try to make something happen. And of course, Stalkers without, well, if they don't have detect, or if they do have detection on the Cloaked Banshees, they are a rather good thing. So the observer shows up on the high ground. He's going to say, okay, there's still a tech lab on that starport. I don't know what it is, but that's interesting. That's kind of atypical from what a Terran would have right now. And Gerald looking for, I guess, a bit of contain. He really can't do too much with these 6 Stalkers. But we're going to have to see, because now Hanmino venturing forward just a little bit. Dave, it's getting a little tense.
Yeah, this is certainly looking like a lot of Terran with all the tools, but these Blink Stalkers might be able to get some good value. Do we get a good target fire? Oh, man. Imagine if he target fired that medevac. That would have been something. Well, while all this is going on in the front, that was a Banshee. It wasn't a Raven. Look what we got going in the main base. It's the mullet, Bale. Business in the front, party in the back. The DT's having a field day. Oh, wait a minute. The scan was used at the front of things to knock down the observer, so there's only 1 scan in this game right now. Tank's actually doing friendly fire. 10 SCVs go down, and there's just no scans. And look at what Hanmo, or look what Gerald did, by the way. He targets down the tech lab. He says, no, you don't get a Banshee, or excuse me, a Raven in this game. So SCV in the main finding so much value. It's 10 seconds from a scan of the natural.
20 seconds, 25 seconds for a scan in the main base. I don't know why this DT is being so reticent to find value, but it's absolutely
20 workers.
Okay, get the missile turret though. Okay, there's the scan. And the DT will go down now, but that's the only scan. Granted, the missile turret does invalidate things. No, the Warp Prism will stay alive. Second scan gets dropped, and it runs on away, runs out of things. But again, vision from the Warp Prism is not enough. Or vision from the missile turret's not enough. The DT does stay alive. Amino, now he's down 14 workers. Now all the damage he got done early seems to not matter. Gerald, he's got disruptors on the way as well. I really like this.
He's going into Blink Stalker Disruptor behind this. He kept the DT alive, and I think the Warp Prism was the debate. He's like, oh, he saved the DT. So this is all in from our Terran player right now. Yeah, he's pulling boys off the natural after losing that many workers. This is all in from Hanmano.
Oh, Disruptor's on the high ground, though. Hanmano, does he have the split? Yes, he does for the first one. Second one going off, though. Oh, God! Hanmano!
Damn, that was a great Nova.
Okay. Even still, the tanks, they will be able to re-siege. And while this is not the greatest position for Hanmano, he is still up 30 army supply. He will knock that robo down. This is a terrifying army for the Terran player that it's going to take a little bit of finesse for Gerald to pick away at. His charge is not yet done, but Disruptor shots, now they're going to get a lot more. Second one, though, will go down. No more Disruptors in the game, and there are not a lot of Stalkers here as well. They cannot engage onto the 4 tanks. So these Banshees, they're going to rain a lot of damage from above. DT's getting warped in them. This is going to be the thing. Stalkers warping on in. 1, 2 tanks go down. Stark on the high ground. The Banshees, they're still doing what they can, and there's just no detection. It looks like Hanmano's spending all of his energy on mules. But
what was funny is behind this, there was a Marine and a Marauder killing his own barracks, while a Dark Templar killed what was left of that mineral line. Oh God, yeah, I think, well, that was a spicy semifinals, Bale.
And it was rather quick, much quicker than your quarterfinals, but